Hey guys, Wilson here from On the Mewve, and I'm pretty excited today because we've got something new to add to our camper. We've been talking about getting a set of tire sensors, something that we can use to make us feel a little bit more secure as we're traveling down the road. And we tried a El Cheapo type tire sensor and it worked okay while you're still or you're only going up to maybe 45 miles an hour. We bought one off of Amazon for like 50 bucks, but it just didn't really handle the needs that we really had. So since we've also upgraded to a fifth wheel at this point, I've upgraded tires, and I'll talk a little bit about that later on, but we've gone up to a higher tire pressure, so 110, and most of the El Cheapo versions of your tire pressure monitoring systems only go to like 80 pounds. And so we're gonna have to do something different. So based on some recommendations, research, we've decided to go with this product by TireMinder, and this one is the tire system that will go all the way up to like 140 psi, and so we're really looking forward to that. This is the TPMS i10-4, and so this tire sensor here is going to work for our needs. So we're going to go ahead and install this, and I hope you guys are helped out with this. This is not an internal tire sensor, by the way. It is an external, so it has the screw-on caps onto your valve stems, and we'll show you a little bit about the installation here. Stay with us. All right, so this is the TM22141, and so we're going to take a look at what is inside of the box before we begin to put this thing on. So we have a monitor here with an extended antenna. This is going to make a big difference versus our cheaper version that we had that just did not have the reach, and as soon as we got up to speed, especially on the interstate, it did not give you proper readings, or it would give you error messages. And I would say that's probably the #1 issue with any of the TPMS sensors that are really cheap. If you have a short rig, I think the short rigs they'll work really well with. They usually communicate better, but a little longer rig, when you extend the distance that the TPMS sensors on the tires have to reach to the actual unit here, then you're going to have some issues getting it there. All right, so inside the box we have some tie straps. We have our alligator clips with our extension, and this is going to be a very important component to make the system work, because the tire sensors are going to get boosted by this power sensor right here, and then it's going to take that all the way to the inside of the truck, which is going to help us out tremendously with communication. There's a power unit, a cigarette lighter adapter, and a USB adapter here, and there is a mounting unit in this little package here. So inside of this box we have some instructions, advertisements, lots of batteries. Let's see, there are 8 batteries, so they've given us some extras, which is really nice. And then we bought the unit that has 4 sensors, and these are, again, the TireMinder screw-on sensors, so they just screw right on to your valve stems. So we did anticipate buying these, and I had the tire guys put on metal valve stems whenever we bought our new tires, because they're going to hold up a lot better. We had rubber valve stems on our last travel trailer, and we used a lighter version of these, and they did fine. We never had any problems with them coming off. These though are a little bit heavier, so if you have a heavier duty tire, you probably need that valve stem to be made of metal anyway, because of the tire pressure and the leak capabilities that those rubber valve stems have. So we're going to install our batteries and go ahead and get these sensors ready. So the cap just screws off, and they require a CR1632 battery. We're just going to slide these right in. It tells you which side goes up. Positive is up, negative is down. Slides right in. Screw our cap back down, and once we do that, these sensors are ready to go. We have our monitor set up to go ahead and accept our sensors, so we're going to set these up, and we have to learn these. So we're in the learn mode. You can see right here it says L, and we have the front set up here. You can set it up either way, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this sensor. So this is going to be our front passenger side tire. All right, so we're going to install our sensor, and we're in our learn mode. So here we go. We're just going to tighten this down. It says within 6 seconds that it'll pick it up, and of course it picked it up almost instantly when it went on there. So now we're going to move to another tire sensor. So we're going to go back to the back. We're going to repeat the same process. That one took about 2 seconds, I guess. So now we're going to hit our top button and move over to the driver's side, and we're going to set these. Once again, front driver's side, almost instant. Now we're going to go to the rear driver's side. There we go. All my tire pressures are at 105. That's about where I keep these. These are 110 max PSI. So our unit's now ready to set up in the truck. All right, so this is our TireMinder TM Rhino is the part number. This is a booster signal for our tire sensors, and we need to mount this inside here. You can mount it outside on the frame somewhere, but I believe it's going to be just fine if we mount it inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it directly to the bulkhead wall right here, which is underneath the master bed. And we have these alligator clips on the battery, which is going to supply the power. Always double check before you screw into anything in your RV. That's my disclaimer. So this is a pretty solid piece of wood here. So I'm just going to take some self-tapping screws, and we're going to screw this into this particular area of the camper. If I can get one hand to work. One, two, three, and number 4. We're nice and secure. Now we can check our power. Our power comes on, and our signal will come on whenever we hook up to our sensors and our monitor in the truck. So that's all there is to installing this. And so now we'll wrap things up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set our parameters for our tire pressures. And so I'm going to hold the right and left buttons together for 5 seconds. It's going to change us back to our monitoring setting. Then we need to get this into the pressure setting, so we want to change this to a P. So we're going to hold the middle button for 5 seconds. And there we go, we have our P. All right, so we've got our settings here. So now we're in this pressure mode where we're going to set our PSI. And right now I do want my PSI to match what the camper is saying. So they're all reading 105 PSI. I'm pretty religious about checking that tire pressure to make sure they're right. And so these are set correctly. We're going to run through each of these. I'm going to push that center button. It's going to run through. I can make adjustments if I want to. I do need to go back because I accidentally hit that first one. We're going to go back down 1 PSI. So now we're good. Now we go over here to the temperature. And so our temperature gauge is going to give us a warning if our tire pressure or tire temperature gets to 167 degrees Fahrenheit. At that point, it's going to give us a warning, and we probably need to pull over and check things out because something has happened. Either a bearing has gone bad and created a lot of friction, or we have a tire that's maybe dragging, maybe because of a locked up brake or something that's caused a major issue. So we have that setting, And we also have a internal setting on the TireMinder, which is really cool. It automatically calculates 20% higher numbers, and that's going to be your warning. So on our pressure, if we get to a pressure measurement 20% higher than 105, so what is that, roughly like 125, almost 126 psi, then it's going to give us a warning. And at that point, it's telling us that the tire pressure's built up a little too much. You may want to check things out. There are also a couple of low pressure warnings that are built in. One of them is a rapid leak. So if you lose 3 psi in any sensor, any tire, within 2 minutes, it's going to give you a rapid psi loss warning. So that's one. Then we're going to have a slow leak warning, which means that you've lost 6 psi in 2 to 10 minutes. So if that happens, then you may have a nail, maybe you have an issue, maybe the sensor's backed off, something has happened. So we want to take care of that. Basically, this monitor is the whole purpose that I have it. I want to see my pressure somewhere in this range, no more than about 20% higher. Of course, the higher the temperature, the more pressure you're going to have build up in the tire, but we can monitor it. Now I've got to figure out where I want to place this in the truck. And in the dash, we've kind of got a little setup here. We already have our GoPro camera mount right here. And so we've got this set up already, and I don't want to put it on this side of the truck because then I won't be able to see it. So what I would like to do is I like to keep things pretty visible. This has a nice little suction and a sticky pad on the back. So we're going to put that in place. Now we have our pressures right there, and for me, it's out of my direct line of sight, and it's close to the mirror, but towing a fifth wheel, you don't need to use that rear view mirror, so it's not in the way. It's not going to bother me at all. It also comes with a cable, a cord that I'm going to use to keep it charged. It does have a pretty good battery life, so you actually do not have to use this. I believe the battery says it lasts up to about 8 hours, but if I need to hook the battery up, I can go over the rear view mirror and put my cord right here. Nice little setup, and we're good to go. We hope that you found this video to be useful, and if you guys are looking for a tire monitoring system, this TireMinder TPMS i10-4 is a really great setup. It's very cost effective. It's almost half the price of other units, and we think that you guys will like this, and it will make you feel a little safer going down the road. We're going to put a link down below in the description. We are Amazon affiliates, so we do get a penny or two here and there if you do decide to buy something from our Amazon link. This is a useful system. We've already used it. It's really good. We don't lose any sensors, any communication with our sensors, and we think it's going to be a long-term effective unit for us as we travel. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you can give us a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you think these videos might help you in the future and you'd like to subscribe to our channel. And then make sure you leave a comment down below. When is a time that maybe you could have used something like this? Or even, do you have another system that works just as well as this TireMinder system? So guys, we thank you for all your support. We thank our current subscribers for being subscribers, and we thank those of you who are going to click that subscribe button, and we hope to see you guys out on the Mewve. So now we're going to hit our center button, and then we're going to hold that for 5 seconds. And that did not do what I needed to do. Accessory that you found very helpful for you while you're traveling. So leave us a comment down below with we hope that you've enjoyed. What did we say a while ago?
We hope you found this video helpful.
There you go.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.